Hello, this is Obnoxious. I'm making a quick, no bullshit SP disassemble and reassembly guide. This should work for basically any SP. Doesn't matter what shell it's on. All the aftermarket shells should be basically the same thing. I'd heavily recommend one of these. This is iFixit, but I'm pretty sure you could get one of Amazon even cheaper. It's really simple. Like, it allows you to just use marker to label stuff, and then your screws will go onto here. I like labeling it the corner screws, like the corner shell screws on the bottom, and then the cartridge screw, the screw under the battery, the motherboard screws, and then the screen screws. And this is what you'll be starting out with here. This is not my SP actually. This is a girl's I'm working on, but what we'll be starting out with is these 4 screws here. This screw under here, over here, and then this cartridge screw. So this is a completely OEM SP with OEM screws. So you'll need a tri-wing and you'll need a Phillips. We'll start with our tri-wing. This is a Y000. Let's see if this one works. Not giving me the bite I wanted. Let's try the Y0. I'm not sure about this one either. Might have to get another bit out. Actually, I think this works. Yeah. And then as you take out the piece, you'll want, or take out the screw, you'll want to put it onto your mat, corner shell. Make sure to remember, because these screws are self-tapping, and if you put it into the wrong spot, you could accidentally have the screw go through the other side, and you'll have to replace the shell. I've actually done that with a few shells, but I've only had to replace one of them, as the other ones I did it to didn't matter. If you're in the process of rebuilding an SP to support a funny playing shell, or you're just putting a funny playing shell on, I highly recommend using these same screws that came with the SP, as any of the aftermarket shells that come with screws, they're just going to give you a really, really bad set of screws. I find they don't tap that well, and as a result, you'll end up with screw holes that don't actually tighten, if that makes any sense. It just, when you tighten it, it just doesn't actually tighten, and it'll just sit there loose, and yeah, you don't want that. I also am using an iFixit anti-static project tray. You don't really need one of these. You kind of just put this extra stuff wherever you want, like the battery and the shell pieces. And that was a tri-wing. The cartridge one's a tri-wing. Oh, this one I think is too, but go ahead and take these out. Ooh. And this is the battery one. And now from here, you'll want to be a little careful, as if you don't, you could have the power switch go missing, or even this little piece here. This goes in for taking the screw for the battery compartment. And just put that off on the side on my magnetic mat, or wherever. Really, just make sure you keep track of it, as it's the only one. It's not hard to remember where it goes, but definitely recommend keeping it safe. And sometimes the power switch will come out kind of in this piece, but sometimes it doesn't, and it'll just fall out. So definitely keep note of that, and put it in your tray. Now with this, I'll just do a quick overview of the L and R buttons. It's a really simple concept. So you see these little things here? There's this little like kind of spring thing, and there's this little rod. So how you want to install this is you take this piece and you line it up like how it is here, where the L and R at the top, and then you find your shoulder buttons, and let's just start from this not inserted. So it's empty, and you want to align this. This is the R button. You want to align this where this is at the bottom, like not at the top like that. You want it at the bottom like this, and you want to take your rod and put it, actually no, let's get this piece first. So you take this piece, and what you want to do is you want to line up this this bent part with the bottom. And then what I do is I use my thumb here to hold this in. And you want to hold it in and spot where the rod is going to go through it. And you put the rod into the tip, and you ended up with this. And now what you do from here is you put it into the hole in this piece down here. And once it's in, you'll see that the metal piece here is loose. So what you want to do is you want to you kind of just take this metal piece, or my hands are way too big for making videos, but you take this metal piece and you like just literally bend it over into the slot like that. And obviously for the other one it's just the same thing, but on the other side. Maybe I'll do a specific video on them or something, but that should be good enough for now, unless you're really stupid. But if you're really stupid, I don't think I can help you. But we'll do a quick thing on this, I guess, too. Really simple. This thing always goes black side up, and it's a Phillips bit. I don't think I need to take this out, but yeah. I'm gonna put that over in the project tray. And now we're at this step here. So if you're just trying to do like a USB-C install, or like a dehum kit, or like a amp or something, all you'll need to do is just take this little, like these little 3 screws out, and it is very simple with your Phillips, and put it in the motherboard section of the magnetic screw tray thing. Now inside, I think I should have done this video a little bit more zoomed in, as I don't think this is the most amazing quality, but whatever. Once you're here, be careful, because there's a ribbon cable involved. Ribbon cables are oh so annoying. And you do is gently lift this up, and then eventually you will get to the part here where you can lift it out, and you'll see this little ribbon cable attached here. This is for the screen. If you're doing an IPS screen upgrade, you'll have to continue from here and take out the top screen. You can use your finger or a pair of tweezers to push this out. Be really careful with taking it out, because you do not want to break this little piece that locks it in right here. I've broken it before, and you can get a replacement, but I find the replacements don't fit too well, unless you maybe get like an eBay OEM replacement, but those are more expensive. Anyways, your whole motherboard will be out, and you can clamp it down and start doing your work. If you're just getting started with soldering, I really recommend getting some kind of clamp for holding this. Is even just putting it here, like the littlest bit of pressure, and it'll move, and there will be no fun. It'll be like holding it down and using a soldering iron. No bueno. Anyways, with this is so super self-explanatory. The buttons go in with the top in, and then the back side will look like this. And then specifically the D-pad has like a little piece that hooks in here. and it's in booming like that. And the speaker goes this way up, and a lot of times they'll have a little piece here that will, it's like a, I don't know, a filter or something, or to keep it clean. I have no idea, but I lost the one for this. I think I actually found it, but maybe I'll put it in at some point. And then yeah, you put it in like this. It just sits in, doesn't connect to anything here because it just sits on the motherboard to connect. And these buttons, they fit in really simple. You can't mess it up because they only fit in one way because of the notches. And I find sometimes this thing up here is black, or sometimes it matches the rest of the colors. I don't know why, but the black one's always the brightness button. And you know the brightness button is the brightness button because it has notches, whereas the start and select here do not. And anyways, if you have the we're just going to continue from here, not doing any work on the motherboard, as this will just be a disassembly and reassembly tutorial. So we're going to set this over in the project tray. And I'm going to go ahead and, actually wait, I forgot about this little piece here. So you can see this little piece here. This is just for like the LEDs to shine through. I guess it makes it look a bit nicer. You usually never have to take this out unless you're like, because even if you get a new shell, a lot of times it'll come with one. But if your shell didn't come with one, then I guess you could take it out and replace it or switch it out. And since this is a full disassembly tutorial, we'll actually be taking out all of these. I forgot. So let's go ahead and place these in the project tray. You know, obviously you could just dump it out. Well, there we go. And then from here, we're going to take this little screw out here. I think this is actually a big screw. It holds in this little piece here. And to get it out, you'll just need your Phillips. And go ahead and take it out. This screw, it might be the only screw that's not exactly like an OEM. The OEM might have a tri-wing here, but I think it's a Phillips. I could be wrong. And this piece will come out. So from here, what you're gonna wanna do is, you could take this out, but not yet, doesn't matter yet. What you really wanna do is take out this hinge. Now, I don't know how much I actually wanna take out this hinge, as it's pretty annoying to do, but typically what I do is this one will come out the easiest. I don't know why. I really don't know, I couldn't tell you. But this one will come out the easiest. What I do is I take a real small screwdriver and I'll just literally just push it. I think some people say to get a really big flathead and to like push on it like this, like instead of like going at it from like the middle. I'm not sure what's better or exactly how these work, because I think these clips might act as like some kind of way to fix the hinge in here, and that's why I could imagine the flathead method be working better. But I find I have more or less the same results with both of them, but it'll take me quite a while to do it on video. This one won't, but this one will. This one's just a total bitch. You know what, maybe I'll take out this one for you. If it comes out with not that much strength, I will put it back in for you guys on this video. But I'd probably find another video specifically for the hinges, or maybe I'll make one, because I just don't want to add another like 10 minutes to this video of me trying to get these the frick out. Yeah, I don't know, I just don't want to. It's pretty easy to kind of hurt yourself a little bit on them too, because they'll to come right out when you push it a lot of the times. Or sometimes they'll break the plastic if it's like a really old OEM shell. It's in awful condition. and the screw will hit your finger or some stupid shit. Sometimes it makes it easier to open it up first, either to the sweet spot or to a bit past the sweet spot. And this doesn't want to cooperate right now. Oof, it's being very annoying. Oh, see, that's pretty much all it is. It comes out and it'll be like this. It's easier to get to this stage than it is actually getting it out. But you just literally just keep pushing. And then with the actual hinge piece, you'll see these little things that go on it. Those are super simple to put on. You literally just take the little piece and push it on. And it'll be, the hinge will have like a bit of an angle, and so will these. So you just kind of fit it on like that. It's really simple. If you can't do that, then I don't know if you should be even working on technology. So let's go to the kind of the final thing here. Now for this, you will need well, when you're actually doing yours, these hinges will be out, so you could just take this top piece out and not have to deal with this part, but I still want to deal with that right now. So what you'll need to do is, I like to get some like plastic tweezers. I think I have some over here. Plastic tweezers. Metal tweezers work fine if you don't care about preserving them, but plastic ones will, mine are a little damaged. But you'll want to do is you'll just want to kind of dig into it, and man, mine are so damaged, I'm not sure if I can with these ones. I might have to grab a different tool. Yeah, I probably will, but one sec. Grab some more plastic tools here. So just go ahead and kind of dig at it, take it out. Like, where'd that even go? Oh, it's here still. It's funny. But yeah, I like preserving these. You never know when you need them. Oh boy, that I accidentally hit my camera. It's not a really good mount, so it's just having a good time there. There we go. And basically the same thing for all of them. I actually lost a few of these blue ones, so I mix and match them. Probably just gonna leave them all out until I have a full set, as I think it looks a little stupid with the mix match. Yeah, this is probably the better tool for it. This has like a, I wouldn't say sharp, but really thin tip. And the plastic doesn't really damage the plastic, so if you use something metal, you'll 100% damage it, at least a little. Okay, at least. And then this last one. These do not want to comply a lot of the times. Remember, the bigger ones go into these the top corners, and the smaller ones go into the middle top and the bottom. Anyways, once those are out, you'll want to take your, I think it's the, oh my god, I hit it again. And then you'll want to take the tri-wing screwdriver, and you take these out. Might be too big. This is Y000. Oh wow, neither of these want to give me any grip here. Let's try this again. It's really nice to have extra screwdrivers. Like a whole set really, because I find this shit to be very inconsistent. Oh wait, are these Phillips? I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be tri-wings. So I don't know how that happened. I don't know. Just do whichever ones yours are. I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be tri-wings. I could have accidentally put these in. I don't know. It seems like really something silly to mess up, so I doubt it. But maybe they are just Phillips then. I don't know. Maybe it differs from Game Boy to Game Boy. This is an AGS 101. As you take it out, you'll find the screen getting a bit looser and looser, and that's fine. If you're doing an IPS screen upgrade in an OEM shell, you'll have to, oh boy, this is not cooperating very well. 1 second. Huh, how did this happen? Oh boy. Just close this. Yeah, there we go. And then put that in the tray, and you'll have this piece and this piece. Well, this will be not together, and if you took the hinges out. But if you're doing an IPS screen upgrade, my understanding is that you have to just like take off some of this either up here or down here. If it's a funny playing shell or like an IPS ready shell, you won't have to do that. If it's just an OEM screen, like an AGS 01 or AGS 001, it fits in really easy. It's like this, perfect. And you want this looped. If it's OEM, you'll see that it's already looped, but the original ones won't really be looped, and you have to do it like that. And now we're going to do reassembly. So that's pretty simple. You just want to get this into here. It's easiest to do it from like an angle like this. I don't know if you can really see it, but you're going to do it from like an angle instead of like straight in, because if you do it straight in, it's like not quite big enough. But if you put it in from like an angle, it's kind of weird. It's not wanting to cooperate, but it's really quite simple. Or is it because it's closed? I think that might be the reason. I'm stupid, but this is a really simple step. It's pretty hard to mess up. Or you could even do it from like this side, or like you put the right side in first. I think that's the easiest method. It's honestly a lot easier to do this stuff with everything disassembled, because I just didn't take out the hinges. That makes this stuff a little tiny bit harder, but it's really quite easy. I don't know why it's not wanting to cooperate with me right now, but well, I don't think I've ever had so much difficulty with this step in my life, but oh my god, it's definitely because I didn't take everything apart. But I don't know, I don't want to edit this video, so you guys will get to watch me struggle. Oh man, can this just go in for me? Okay, thank you. And now that's in. What you'll want to do, actually, I don't think I should have done that first. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So what you'll want to do is, actually maybe I should have, because the thing is not fully disassembled. We'll pull this all the way through, and we put this top piece back on. I find with the funny playing screen, it doesn't really center that easily. And if you don't really care, it doesn't matter much, but I find that it's really easy to have the screen off center by a little bit. Most of the time I just don't even bother and just put it on anyway. Even this one you can kind of see it's a little bit off center to this side. Like this side's a bit bigger. Yeah, I don't know, I think it'll be fine. I don't know if there's a way I can really adjust it because these ones kind of just fit in or don't. With the funny playing ones, there's some wiggle room that make it a lot harder to get it centered. But anyways, once this is back on, it's really simple. Just get your screen screws from the magnetic mat and start putting them in. So of course I hit this thing. Damn, 26-minute video. In what order you do this shouldn't matter. If you're really worried about getting it centered with like a funny playing screen, I'd probably do the corners first. The OEM stuff will be the easiest to deal with for sure. If you can even find like an AGS 101 screen for like cheaper, I'd probably recommend that over like the funny playing screens or like pretty much any of the screens. Just because you can install a GB accelerator with them without having to worry about the compatibility. And honestly, the battery life on the AGS 101 screen is just unmatched. It's just, and it's really just as sharp in my opinion. Like it has some ghosting problems, but this shit don't matter at all in my opinion, unless you just really care. But man, this screen is so dirty. Probably shouldn't be using my shirt to do this. I need the new screen lens. I think I might have one somewhere, but it's for an 001. I don't know if it fits on the 101. Should probably replace it one day. But after, if you've done that properly, you'll have it like this ribbon cable at the bottom. And now we need to reinstall that small little piece that goes here. It's pretty obvious to put it in where the long side goes to the bottom, and then you will go down here. You probably want to hold this in with your finger, it'll fall out. And you take this, it's a Phillips, and at least mine's a Phillips. Yours could be a little tri-wing, I don't remember. I find Gameboys are a little bit different. I don't know if the screws changed though. I could have just installed this wrong or whatever. It works though. This one's a bit of annoying because you have to hold it with your fingers. Actually, I guess if you put it down flat, you don't. I'm dumb. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. And then this will be in. If you don't put that screw in, it'll come loose all the time. Just like won't open properly. And then from here, you'll want to put your buttons and speaker back in. This will be really easy. Or if you want to put your the little plastic bits that go in the screw cap covers, you put that in first for sure, but I don't care about them because I don't have the full set, so I'm just going to go to the buttons. And we'll just put these kind of loosely in for now, and then we'll do the rest first. Remember, this goes with these up, and then D-pad. This is the black one. If you have a black one, it's for the brightness button. A lot of the time I order new pads from Funny Playing just because these are all usually in great condition. You could just clean them up a bit with IPA. Where'd the buttons go? What? Oh, here they are. I'm stupid. Let's go on the bottom. Start and select. They have no notches, like I was saying before. And then, hey, that was ready in properly. I'm dumb. And then you want to align these. This is the A button, I think. Or is this A or B? That's A. And oops, this is not the right alignment. And this will go here. And then this kind of slightly slanted one, or angled pad will go there. And then this smaller straight one will kind of go here. And then from this step, you'll need to get the motherboard. Oh man, I keep hitting the camera. So you'll get the motherboard, and what I like to, if you're right-handed, I'm right-handed, what I like to do is I use my left hand to take the ribbon cable and like extend it as far forward as I can, and then lock it. And then you take this out with your finger. And then what you want to do is you want to get the pads on the ribbon cable into the mechanism. And I'll use either, like both fingers to kind of get it in. And with the OEM screens, I find that the pads stick out the tiniest little bit. And with the, like a Funny Playing screen, the pads will go all the way in. So on a Funny Playing screen, you'll want to make sure the pads are all the way in. And on this one, you want all the pads to be sticking out the same little bit. And if you mess it up, like even a tiny bit, usually you'll end up with the screen having a bunch of different weird colors and just looking completely like washed. I don't even know how to describe it, but it'll kind of look a bit different depending on what way you mess it up, just like which way that's oriented. I think this one was done properly. It looks okay. As you can see, the pads are like sticking out a little tiny bit. And from there, you literally just flip the motherboard over and in and put it onto the posts, like the screw hole posts. And from there, you will take your motherboard screws and your Phillips driver, and you will screw these in. I'd also like to point out that if you don't want to take the hinges out yourself, you can get some aftermarkets, and I think some OEMs on eBay and AliExpress. I think AliExpress will mostly be aftermarkets, but maybe some OEMs will exist there too. The OEM ones have one white and one black. If they're all black, they're definitely aftermarket. To my understanding, I think the aftermarket ones might not click the same when you're opening and closing it, just not have the same feeling. Or it could be more related to the shell. I haven't tested it much. But either an aftermarket shell or aftermarket hinges, or maybe even both, will remove kind of that nice feeling from opening it. Like you see, I hear that sound. Like, and when the sound opens the sweet spot, like that will kind of go away with the aftermarket shell, to my understanding, and potentially an aftermarket set of hinges. I'm not 100% sure on the hinges, but I'm pretty sure the shell, like 100%. I don't know if there's any shells that replicate that. There are some OEM shell remakes that are really good, I think, but I don't know if they do that properly. Yeah, I just don't know. But after you have these 3 screws in, you will want to get this back piece. And from here, you'll want to make sure that the little square, like a nut thing, is in this little square compartment. And I like to tip it over to see if it falls out. I think it only goes in one way, Well, it goes in both ways, but one way it will fall out when you tip it over. So if it keeps falling out for you, just try putting it in the other way. Or I guess there's maybe a few different ways it goes in. I don't know, just keep trying, eventually it'll stay in. And if it doesn't, just keep changing the orientation, probably put it in. And from here, all you really have to do is put the power switch in. And how you do that is, how I like to do is I go to the power switch and I move it all the way down, which is off. And then I put this little part here onto the power switch, and it'll just rest in there. As you move it up and down, the power switch goes up and down. And you'll be looking at a situation like this. Really simple. I like to push these rods in just to make sure they're in. Double check that, push that in. Then tip this over slowly and kind of put it on. It should just sit right on nicely. I find a lot of the times if it doesn't, it's probably because the power switch was put in wrong, or that's kind of the main one, or maybe these are installed wrong. I think that could maybe happen. Anyways, once this is on, it'll be like pretty level everywhere here, and it'll be just really nice looking. If it's not like completely like I don't know the word I'm looking for, like if it doesn't look like a clean kind of, like if it doesn't look cleanly together here, it maybe did something wrong, or maybe your screws aren't tight enough, I'm not sure. But you want it to be like really together here, not like a space. Ultimately, it won't matter too much if there's nothing you can do about it, because I find some of the aftermarket shells and like aftermarket screws just kind of end up not looking great around the edges. I think it's just because of the screws and the screw hole, because I don't think they tap it themselves. I think with the OEM one and OEM screws, you pretty much always end up with a decent situation as long as you remember where all the screws go. And then let's go ahead and take the battery screw and put that back in. I think it's a tri-wing for me right now. It's a tri-wing, and we will put this in. Oops, this one's a little annoying sometimes. You should be fine though. And from there, you'll want to take your battery. This is still an OEM battery. I think it's not in great condition. I think this SP was actually dead for almost 10 years in a drawer. So I should probably replace it, but whatever, it works. And this one is a Phillips for the battery compartment. And remember, this screws into that nut that's in the bottom piece, the shell, bottom piece of the shell. Anyways, once that's in, you shouldn't be able to remove this anymore. And you will have 5 screws remaining, the corners and the cartridge. And I believe the cartridge is a Phillips or a tri-wing, I don't know, we'll see. Mine is a tri-wing, so this should be tri-wing from here on out, at least for mine. And screw that in. Always recommend holding the thing with your free hand whenever you're doing that, because I don't know, literally when you're working on anything, I recommend holding it with your other hand, just because if you don't, a lot of the times you can end up, like when you get too tight, it could, instead of tightening a screw, you'll literally move the whole thing, and if there's like ribbon cables, you can end up breaking it or whatever. Just be careful, don't want to break this shit. I find an SP is pretty hard to break. My first SP that I worked on, I put that thing through hell and it still works. We're almost done here. This is the home stretch. Is that what they call it? I don't know. I'm really bad with expressions. Are they expressions? I don't know. Like what frickin' boomers say. Like all those frickin' weird, like old white people proverbs. This is our last screw. And now to test it, we will open it and close it again. Just make sure this thing doesn't come out. It should be good, and we will turn it on. And there's no audio, that's because the volume is down. And let's just throw a game in there. Everything looks good. If your audio isn't working, my first guess would be that you put the speaker in wrong, or that the screws aren't tight enough, because the way the speaker connects is from pressure. Like the pads connect with each other through pressure instead of solder or anything like that. And this is WarioWare twisted, by the way, but yeah, everything seems to be good. You can check your brightness button and everything. If I should make more tutorials on stuff like how to replace button switches, or how to, I don't know, how to install an IPS screen in an aftermarket shell, or how like an ultimate SP guide or a USB-C guide, let me know. It'd be just like this, unedited and very raw. Yeah, let me know. It's pretty simple though. SPs are very, very simple, and there's schematics and everything available on online. Very easy to find. Thanks for watching, and I don't know, subscribe if you want more SP content. If this does even a little well, I'll probably make some more content, or I have some more content. I think the next time I build an SP, I'll make a video. And I actually have a SP build service. Not just SPs, I'll actually do any Game Boy, but mainly SPs. And I'll also do, right now I'm doing free Switch modding. The V1 unpatched isn't free, but if for any other, like a V1 patched, or the rest of them are free, but you have to pay for the parts. Why am I doing it for free? Because I want to gain the experience before I start charging people. But the only asterisk to that service is that currently, if I break the Switch in some way, I will not replace it. And that's because I'm doing it for free. If I was charging money, I'd replace it, but I'm just not. I'm doing it for free, so that's just a risk you'll have to take if you want that service. And anything else to say? I guess not. So yeah, I don't know. Leave me some criticisms or anything really. Did you like the video? Did you hate it? Yeah, I don't know. Thank you. See ya.